We find out that the droids that have been chasing the Maximals around are called Viacons, a collective mind with no sparks, seeing as Megatron has somehow developed a godlike complex where he feels beast forms are beneath him, which Optimus is more than willing to call him out on,
to recall you picking up a beast mode yourself.
As his drones start showing their weak points. Which sends Megatron into such a fit of rage that he transforms into his Dragon Beast mode, which seems to have gotten pretty fucked up between seasons.
Cybertron will never be pure as long as the beast exists within you. Tell me what you've done! Who's the beast now, Primal?
Optimus never had a problem with it, so why are you using that as your ponage line? The other Maximals then catch up to obtain Optimus as Meg starts up a security system. In the third episode, Fires of the Past, during an encounter with the tank drones, Black Arachnia starts having visions where she sees Silverbolt. Meanwhile, Megatron is still having difficulty adjusting with his organic half.
Call this cured?
He starts pondering on the failures of his mindless drones,
Has superior firepower and maneuverability, and yet...
and decides to take a few random sparks. We cut to Optimus chewing out the rest of the team for their sloppiness earlier.
I will not fail them again.
Later, we see Black Arachnia sneaking off to find answers from her visions, but Rat Trap catches up with her and makes a couple of puns.
Rat Trap, how did you... next time try to sue us. It ain't exactly easy on the nose, but it's a heck of a lot faster.
They are then caught by 3 Viacons, but since there's only one each, it means there's something else going on. And it's that the 3 sparks Megatron extracted from earlier are being used to give them individual personalities. We have Jetstorm, the snarky game show host type, Thrust, the guy too cool for the rest of the room, and Tankor, the giant buffoon.
Where Bug Mouse go?
It's here that Black Arachnia reveals the reason she spent so much time in robot mode is because it's the only way to read the memory visions that she's been having.
Just fragments, but I only get them when I'm in robot mode.
They then reach the airborne records and read that their ship was shot down on the planet, leaving them stranded. But Rat Trap believes there were only 4 of them.
If there were 6 of us, then why don't we remember the other 2?
Anyway, they get close to answering the show's questions, so to keep the suspense going, the Viacons catch up and thwart them. So they head out, and Rat Trap decides to amscray.
You're hot driving a wild goose chase. Be my guest. I'm scramming what I scram. It's good.
But before he gets far, the Viacons catch up, and...
Maximal signature detected.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
Spider Babe at 12 o'clock.
Whips must be halfway across the compound by now. Unless... beast mode? Robot mode. Those gas guzzlers can't scan us when we're in beast mode.
Are you starting to notice something peculiar about this series? And why this review has been pretty fragmented up until this point? This show seems to be following a strictly serial format, as opposed to its more episodic predecessor, meaning that the series gives off tiny details every step of the way and expects you to keep up with everything that's going on, and it does not hold your hand, so you have to pay close attention to the story from the very first episode, or else you'll be completely lost. It's almost at the same writing level as 24, Prison Break, and Lost. Hell, I've seen anime that have less tightly woven plot elements than this. Anyway, after discovering their beast modes shield them from Viacon scanners, Rat Trap catches up with Black Arachnia as she's headed for their old ship. You know, the one backup ship the Ark was secretly harboring in the final episode of Beast Wars? ZOMG spoilers!
Allow the
Megatron cancels the attack, wishing to access the core processor to find out more about the Maximal's secret base. We see information on both Rhinox and Silverbolt, but before we can learn more about what happened, Rat Trap stops her and they find her memory files have been recorded.
Megatron was poking around your noggin.
The computer made a backup of my current memory.
So they try to delete it by overloading the circuits so they evacuate before it's destroyed. The others show up in time to save them as their ship is completely decimated.
That was our ship in there. And now we've lost it for good, along with any clue of how we got here or what happened while we were offline. And for what? For what?
Why, to keep the plot going, of course. In Episode 4, Mercenary Pursuits, Megatron is chewing out his Viacon generals on failing their mission to destroy the Maximals.
This not happened.
And he decides to raise the stakes a bit by offering them a reward,
I shall reward you.
setting their sparks free. Which of course causes them to turn on each other like a pack of rabid lawnmowers.
What are you hiding from me?
Or whatever the vehicle equivalent of a wolf is.
No room for teamwork when your spark's on the line.
Meanwhile, the Maximals are tracking down whatever sparks of their brethren they can find, and they split up. Cheetor and Rat Trap find themselves in a warehouse where the virus that wiped out the planet was manufactured, where they discover a counter-virus that enhances transformations, though Cheetor warns that the possibility of it being unstable are pretty high since it may not have been tested. But Rat Trap, wanting the need to transform again, takes a sample of it himself. They catch up, but it doesn't take long before Tankor catches them. They manage to remain in stealth when Optimus ponders how he managed to scan a spark he recognized. Hopefully it comes into play later. But before he can put anything together, Rat Trap catches up and transforms for the first time in his new... Seriously? You made him handicapped? Could you have possibly made him into any more of a chew toy character at this point? Of course Tankor tracks him down, and they make a run for it. But there seems to be a bit of a problem with Rat Trap.
Rat Trap, what are you doing?
The hokey pokey. What does it look like?
Oh, so this is how you do the Transformers hokey pokey. I always wondered what that old GIF always meant. This, of course, causes Tankor's scanners to go haywire and play a little game of Rat Duck Hunt. Thrust and Jetstorm catch up, and they all have a fight while simultaneously doing Matrix parody number 762B. They eventually get trapped in a dome while the Viacons have a cyber-Mexican showdown on who gets to turn them in. Which ends with an explosion and Tankor winning the day. We head over to Megatron's base where he gloats about his success about capturing the Maximals.
You appear to have picked up a nasty fight.
Of course, Rat Trap's hokey pokey dance de-shackles him and sets the others free. They all then make for the exit, but it closes before they can escape. Optimus then tries to reason with Tankor telepathically, saying how he shouldn't be following Megatron's orders and think for himself.
If you destroy us, you'll be of no more use to Megatron.
They're only trying to confound you.
And it seems to take seed as he is torn on whose allegiance to reside in.
Tankor's confused.
Meggs tries his hand, but Rat Trap cuts the wire, somehow curing his virus for some reason. I guess they couldn't think of a more plausible way to end this particular subplot. Tankor then fires at the gate, setting them free. But in another fit of rage, Meggs goes into his dragon mode again and tries a last-ditch effort at frying them. But it's too late, as they, along with Tankor, make for the exit. As it seems Tankor has made a heel face turn, Megatron then realizes he can use Optimus's methods against him.
Tankor CPU, delete all memory files from the previous 20
And
seconds.
so the entire episode has been deleted from Tankor's head. Optimus tries once again to reason with him, but ends up with this.
I'm sorry. Tankor is not available at the present time. Would you like to leave a message?
Oh hey, it's the same phone message that I left once. Tankor is then tied up and ends up firing himself out the rooftop and lands right into Wingus and Dingus. When things start quieting down, they ponder how Optimus managed to convince Tankor to join them.
How did you convince Tankor to join us in the
He recalls a familiarity to his spark. Seems cryptic. The 5th episode, Forbidden Fruit, starts with Optimus training Cheetor and Black Arachnia on how to use their still point. Their center, that is.
Reach out to the Matrix, Cheetor. Don't give in to emotion.
Nice recovery.
A cat, remember? We always land on our feet.
Oh, great. I get stuck with the one cat in the world who lands on his head.
We see a mysterious bat creature overlooking them. When having a fight over faith versus instinct, the creature loses interest and looks over Rat Trap and his failed attempts at transforming. Optimus then spots the creature and lunges towards it. Oh hey, it's a sample from the new Miley Cyrus album.
A bat!
He calls up the others and they go on the move to retrieve it. Using teamwork, they grab it just in time, and we see something anyone in the audience should have spotted from a mile away.
Get your stinking paws off me, you big dirty ape.
Huh?